Rise Up Show. This is episode 84, and today I'm proud to host a fitness coach who is have established a great company for a couple of years. That he have a couple of trainers, and he helps hundreds of people to get into shape in their own house. So let me introduce you to Jarred. Hey, Jarred, how are you?
Good. How's it going, Eden? Thanks for having me.
I'm great. Glad to have you here. So tell us the short version on who you are.
Well, as you mentioned, I run a personal training business that is in people's homes. And I started that 7 years ago. And, that's kind of been my main thing since. But if we rewind a little bit and we go back to little Jarred, I always had this entrepreneurial spirit, always wanting to kind of do something that I'm passionate about. I had this passion about me, and I obviously really enjoyed working out, and just exercise, movement always kind of inspired me. And I always wanted to just kind of create something successful that helped people. So that's a little bit about me.
Awesome. And how did you start your business?
Well, I was working actually at a desk job full time, and it's interesting. I was working in one part of the business where I was selling ad space, and then it was print ad space, and then I transferred over to selling online ad space. And it was so different because in the print side, I was killing it. I was doing really well. There was occasions where I was employee of the month, and I would hit these top bonuses. When I started selling online ad space, there was this month, that first month, I didn't sell anything, and it left me in this place of, am I actually liking what I'm doing, or am I just doing it because of the success and because I'm doing well? And I realized I hated what I was doing when I wasn't doing well. And so I was like, what do I love? I started thinking about what I love, and I just decided after thinking about that for several weeks to go ahead and quit, and started a personal training business from the ground up. Just, I didn't go to school for fitness or for human performance or anything like that. I went to school for business, and it was, I knew I was going to start something eventually. That's Loki, by the way. And and so I decided that I would start a personal training business right then and there. So I did.
Nice. Amazing. From moving and taking the risk from being an employee to raise your own business. Amazing.
Yeah, thanks.
And why did you start this business?
I started it because I thought about the fact that I really enjoy it, that people really need help in this area. I think there's lots of people that, in our society, especially here in America, where movement is not as common as it should be for most people. And it's an area where I felt like I can really contribute and help people to make it a part of their lifestyle and get them results. And so it just it really clicked, and I became passionate about it.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's a global disease, if you will, that people just don't get a lot of movement at all. So great that you started that like that. So how do you keep momentum and being the best version of yourself?
I am very much so a self-education junkie, and I'm always about growing, learning. If I'm not learning, then I'm basically going the other direction, and I'm getting weaker, and that's kind of how I look at it. It's like just like fitness, you need to keep exercising, using those muscles, using your body, so that it can help you to feel your best, look your best, be able to use your mind. And and so I look at the same thing as far as education goes. And so together between exercise and as well as reading books, listening to podcasts, always trying to grow further with who I am and understanding myself and how I can be better, as well as how I can help others better. It's always a part of my life. And if it's not, then I need to do something to change it, to make it, continue to be a part of my life.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. When we don't grow, we kind of dying. That's exactly it. So you're right. It's not just training our body, but also our mind all the time. So yeah, if you don't train your mind also, then how can you keep on growing and keep on doing and acting? A lot of people don't really get that. So that's great that you did that. That's why you're in that business around 7 years, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So what is the biggest struggle you experienced and how did you overcome it?
The biggest struggle I ever experienced in my life?
In your business, in your life, yeah.
Okay, well, the first thing that comes to mind is 6 years ago. So towards the end of my first year in business, it was about this time in 2012. So 6 years ago, December 2012, I was in this place of, I had started the business a year ago, and in my mind, I thought it was going to take off, like the business was just going to thrive. And it was going to be like, I'm going to have tons of clients. I'm going to be making a lot of money. I'm going to be helping so many people. And by the end of that first year, it did not happen as fast as I expected it to happen. And so because of that, it left me kind of like crushed. I perceived that as I'm a failure. And I must have done a horrible job. And I felt like it was one of the lowest points of my life, because I felt like devalued and like, man, I thought I could start a business, but here's this, I'm barely getting by, and it's been a year. And so that is definitely one of my biggest challenges.
And how did you overcome it?
I overcame it. Well, for me, I kind of had this little pity party. I was crying on the floor alone when everybody else was at work. I was living with 3 guys. I was doing this internship at the time, and I was living with 3 other guys. They're all at work. I'm home alone. I'm crying on the floor, just kind of at the deepest pit of like feeling bad for myself. And I was just like, I started crying out to God. I said, God, man, like, what am I supposed to do? What do I do? I just kept repeating that. What do I do right now? Like, should I go and get a job? What should I do? Like, I don't know. And I felt like it was so clear to me, and what I believe to be God speaking back to me. And it wasn't me, because I wasn't in this mindset, is what I believe. I heard, don't give up. And I didn't have that within me, but it was like instilled within me. It was like, I felt like, okay, I shouldn't give up, because God said not to give up. So I didn't give up. And so it kind of gave me a sense of hope, and it allowed me to keep pressing forward. And the next month, I pretty much, I was like barely getting by to like, holy crap, I'm making more than I was at my job in a month. And so, yeah, so that just kind of keep moving forward without giving up. So.
Wow. Strong. Wow. Thank you for sharing. I guess that was a really bad place to be, but from those moments we grow the most, or we give up. That's up to us. And you took the extra step, and really in those places we can learn the most.
Yeah, it's very true. Those are the times of learning, not when we're doing well. When we're doing well, we're not learning. I agree.
Those kind of failures, if you will, they take us upwards. If only we stay there for a minute or two and we listen to what we need to do. How can we do it better? How can we improve it? Or what to do different?
Yeah, that's right.
So can you share with us what is the biggest struggles of your audience experience, your clients?
The biggest struggles are when people really, really want to lose a significant amount of weight and they don't necessarily have that sense of motivation or self-control or discipline to exercise consistently, to eat healthy, and they need that sense of accountability, because when they're alone, they can't seem to drum up that sense of, motivation to do it, so they really want to make a change, but they don't feel like they can do it on their own.
Yeah, sometimes we have that accountability body. If we don't have that, sometimes we lose track. And when we have this mentor, this accountability friend that is with us along the way and give us the right tools to handle every obstacle that we face, then we start to grow in our fitness, business, everything. And that's what your trainers do, and that's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's keeping them in line with where they want to go, and making sure they're being held accountable to do those things that are necessary to get the results that they want, and
Awesome.
empowering them to do that.
Awesome. Can you share with us some of the success stories of your clients' experience with working with your company?
Yeah. So I'll share one of the top success stories was a woman that was she was just over 400 pounds and
Wow.
really wanted to get some results with losing weight.
400 pounds.
Yes.
Wow.
That's correct. And very much, wanted to make changes, felt a lot of negative emotions because of her weight and not being able to, felt almost like powerless with being able to do something about it, and self-image and self-esteem was unfortunately very low, and just feeling like discouraged because it's like she had tried so many different things. She had tried various diets and tried different fitness plans, but didn't seem to get anywhere, and just kind of like was in this state of like, maybe I should just give up, and so it just, what we did was, it was literally meeting with her in person 3 days per week, and just that consistent accountability, the consistent encouragement and empowerment of making sure that she's going through effective exercise routines that are always constantly changing and that are going to help her to lose weight, but then also having those accountability discussions as well as her nutrition habits, and making sure that, her, like, talking through, like, anytime she's having an emotional challenge that's causing her to make a bad decision, it's just talking through reframing those decisions and how to like helping her to be proactive, to think ahead so that she can get the results that she wants. Just consistently meeting with her and just always working on it regularly.
Damn, wow, amazing. Like 400 pounds and she got lost of them. Amazing.
She ended up losing 120 pounds altogether.
Wow. That's a damn success story. Love it. You really helped her, and I guess you also helped a lot of other people to go through that transformation with your trainers, with your company. Awesome. I love that.
Thank you.
So we're getting near the end of the interview, and I want to ask you, if you can go back in time what advice will you give to your younger self?
This is a good question. I would tell my younger self that the biggest thing is that, I would tell myself, you are enough, like you are enough and you are valuable, not because of what you do or not because of any type of success or being good at something, but you're valuable just because you're a human being and you have the ability to connect with other people and help them, and just by being present and being yourself.
Bam, I love that. I really loved what you said right now. And if you had one chance to deliver the one message that will stay written in history, what will it be?
I would say that be your, figure out, connect with your most authentic self and who, like everything, as much information about yourself and who you are, and always keep trying to get clear on that so that you can continue to be who you really are supposed to be and not be influenced by what other people think or say, but really who you are.
Like, don't really listen to other people when what they say, like, don't give a fuck.
If it lines up, you have to figure out if it lines up with who you are. So maybe you listen to other people, it just depends. It's just this sense of connecting with who you are.
Yeah. But basically, if we like give all that attention to others, usually we end up not doing enough for ourselves.
Yeah, so that's right.
I really love it. That was amazing. Jarred, really thank you for this interview. I really enjoyed that. And Jarred, where can people know more about your company, what you're doing?
So my personal training business, the website is swampfitness.com. Mm-hmm. And then other than that, I mean, I'm on Facebook, Jarred Mussen, and then, there's an Instagram and Facebook account for Swamp Fitness. So either of those places.
Awesome. So you heard Jarred, you're welcome to join him. I will put the links in the description below. And thank you for listening. I really appreciate that you took the time to listen to our show. And if you like this interview, give us a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe. And I will see you next time. And Jarred, again, thank you.